Okay, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads. Happy New Year. Today's class is about top ways to get more listings. So I want to just tell you before we dive into that our system is here for real estate agents. Um, of course, got a lot of lenders and title partners leveraging that as well. But really, it's a technology that we bring to help agents advertise, help agents build their brand, get more buyers if they have listings. We have really awesome social media content, auto posting of your listings, auto posted to landing pages to social media. We have a lot of just real estate related content that you can set, forget. And we have a lot of PDF guides and we have landing pages on all kinds of topics, just templated. So you can have a lot of tools basically for $60 a month to month. It's just an awesome way of spending $60 in the real estate industry. So let's log in and look and concentrate on our, what do you call it? Ways to get more listings. All right. I do want to say this. I'm going to start off where on our top tool. And I'm going to tell you that it's working right now. Right now, it's the first week of January of 2024. And what I'm about to show you is capturing listing leads that are, and it's working right now. I want to introduce you to this. When you log in, you're going to see our dashboard. We're going to be working on our leads system. So you notice up on the top right, we see our leads here that are being captured. Over here on the left, where it says leads and follow-ups, we're going to be converting this into a much more valuable and useful lead management system, akin to a CRM. If you know that you have, when we talk about lead gen here, I know it's in the fantasy land of most realtors that you're going to capture a lead and you're going to call them and they're going to talk to you and come in and meet in your office. And that is just a great way to think, but it is not really reality. And so reality is you're going to have to work on leads to convert them, right? What we know is I can probably with 100% certainty tell you nobody is capturing as many leads, whether they're buyer leads or seller leads with our system than our system. But you don't really earn anything until you convert them. And so we really want to make that easier for you. And so this whole leads initiative, which will be launched this quarter, will help you track them, see what they're opening, and call them and email them. And I think even text them, all from our platform. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be great. We're not going to stop until it is great. So if you go down here, just on this dashboard, you'll also see that there's some PDF guides. We really recommend that you use these. If I notice it says create an ad, you can create an ad. You can have a short form video here. You can put a social media post, which is free, or you can blast it out on your CRM, send to your database, print flyers, postcards, all these ways of getting seller home guides and buyer home guides, right? You'll see our webinars here. This, I'm not even sure what this is, but here's some lead stats, stuff like that, right? This is going to be also become more useful for you because we know one of the criticisms of our company, we've been doing this for like about 14 years now, is there's so much that it gets overwhelming. So we're really going to use this new dashboard to feed you what you need to really capture leads and convert them, right? So we're going to try to get everything that's super valuable right here. So get familiar, keep an eye on this page. Let's get into the listing section and let's talk about the number one tool for capturing listing leads that turn into listing contracts. And if anybody has used this, please let me know in the chat panel, although I don't know if I even get notified. This new GoToMeeting thing is so weird. Let's see here. Stop that. So this is our listing page. Ideally, your listings are auto sweeping automatically. But what I'm going to show you, you can actually borrow a listing. If I click on add listings and I grab listing, let's say that you're new to the space, to being a realtor, or maybe you just are a realtor, you don't have any listings and you want to develop a particular town, right? And you know that people in your office or maybe a friend has a listing in that town where you want listing. I would highly recommend that you drop in the zip, if you have, assuming you have permission, drop in the zip code, drop in the listing ID. Just go ahead and you can say, leave that there and then grab it. Okay. And that's going to pull that borrowed listing and drop it right here. And all kinds of tools are going to get created. And let's just click on this property that's just listed here. Okay. And what actually, before I click there, I want to tell you something. When we talked about how to get listings, a lot of clients have told us through the years that when they market one listing with our system, they get one or two more listings. Okay. And there's a big reason why that happened. Most of you traditionally put your listing in the MLS and let it do its magic, let the agents bring buyers to you. And that's great, right? Our clients have learned that if they market their homes when they're just listed and then market them again when they have an open house and maybe market them again when they're pending or under contract and again when they're sold, all of our tools getting out multiple times is going to just create really great brand awareness for you. It's good. Each one of those times that you market, you're going to capture more leads. And as you start to see our tools, you're going to see that even if you're marketing a listing that's just listed, that it's got call to actions to get buyers. So let me, just to finish that thought, let's just go down and look at a single property website. This is not one of our top tools for more listings. Okay. But I want to point out that when you use this, this is saying, hey, we've got something just listed. I think here here we're just showing you, you can snap in a video if you want, right? But we're almost always going to have something like Granite Bay home values or free home values up here on the left. So if I'm looking at this and I'm interested in my home value, I click right here, I'm going to end up on a landing page. If I scroll down this picture or this single property website, I'm going to see the normal stuff, the photos. I'm going to also see what is your home worth right here, right? And why would we do that? We do this because we are applying common sense to your real estate advertising. You already know that many people who are buyer leads actually have a home that they want to sell and they're just doing research, right? Oh, Scott's got a little chat panel thing dropped in here. That's cool. We also have I just clicked out of it. We also have a marketing plan, right? So this is a quick video on everything that you bring to the table to sell a home, right? For marketing. Now, this is really talking about listings to leads and everything that we do. You may not be familiar with everything that we do. You might want to watch that video yourself, but it's not talking about listings to leads. It's just talking about you. There's also some guides here that they can download if they wanted 25 factors that impact your home value. If they want to download it for free, sure, just give us your contact information, right? It's pretty simple. You don't have to pay for it. You agents are branded on every page of every one of these documents. Yeah, your reviews are here, right? Keep going down. You might have a testimonial of how awesome you are. Keep going down, all the rest of your listings, and then a massive footer about getting your home value. This is all on a just listed single property website. Okay. So hopefully it's starting to, oh, if I use the tools, I'm actually going to get buyers and sellers. So let's get on to and that's true for a virtual tour is like that. That's true for our e-flyers that you can blast out on your social media or on your CRM. And it's just true for almost all these tools. They have call to actions to get buyer leads and seller leads. So you want to market your home when it's just listed. You want to market again when it's open house and maybe when it's pending, but definitely when it's sold. So what is the number one tool? It is Nearby Homeowner Letter. Okay. And this has been a number one tool for many years. And I want to really thank our clients for using it and also sharing feedback with us. I'm going to show you some feedback in a minute. And we have known that it gets the highest quality listing leads, and meaning highest quality because they turn into listing contracts than any of our other tools. And we're going to talk about a lot of ways to capture seller leads here. But this is the we launched this integration with a company called Express Copy, and they're a printer. They'll fold it, they'll fold this letter, and they'll mail it for you. And so let's download it first and look at it and see what it's about. Now, while we're waiting for that to bake, there is a pencil here so you can edit it and you can make some adjustments. Hey, what the heck? That's great. That's what I need. Let's see. Let's try this one. Download it. Let's see. Is it going to work? Let's go direction. And that's really not good. Give me a second. I'm going to bring this to one of these tools anyway. I download this, Lord knows how many times every day that I download this letter, and I'll find out what's wrong with our system. It's called listing letter. Okay. It's PDF. It's a page letter. And we will be able to see it here. Maybe it's my computer. That's weird. Let's see. It does feel like, can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So this is the letter here, guys. And this one, it says it's just sold. So this is the number one tool. Okay. It is a piece of paper, and and a lot of our clients will use this mailing twice per listing. Other clients will mail it out maybe once a month, but the people that get the best results do twice per listing, usually just listed and just sold. Other clients will get a letter like this on any status and mail it to their list every 2 weeks. So it's either twice a month or when a home is just listed and just sold. And it's very simple. It says, hey, I just want to let you know, we just sold this home. Go here and check it out. And what's going to happen over there is all kinds of lead cap. We always are saying your home value is going to be affected. Go here to get your free home value, right? So let's think about what we're saying here. We are talking about getting people not from Facebook, but from a print letter that you mail to their home, and that they had to open that letter, they had to read it and think, oh yeah, I am interested in my home's value. I'm going to type in that wacky address right there. And then I'm going to give you my address and my contact information to get the value. If they don't give you their contact information, you're not getting the value. They're not going to get the value, right? You still get the address and you can work with that, but that's the gist of this letter, right? So how is it that this becomes the most important tool for our clients for getting more listings? Right? And let's tackle that, right? So I got to find out what is happening there. You see where it says print and mail? So if we click that and we have integration with Express Copy there, and I want to tell you that the integration is not a financial one. It's a technical one. We're not getting a kickback on this. We're not trying to sell you that. What I am trying to sell you is that this is easy. Okay. I know agents don't like to do a lot of heavy lifting. So let's give you the easy route. Click that button there. They will mail this in a 1 mile radius or 2 mile radius or 3. You choose, right? They'll only send it to homeowners who have had more than 6 years equity in single family homes. Okay. 100 pieces will go out for $185 a month. All you got to do is click that green button. They're going to take the letter I just showed you and they're going to send it out. You don't have to touch it. Okay. Normally when our clients do that, they get maybe 1, 2, or 3 listing leads, right? And that's good. You start following up with those and you start working on them. And that's it. That's how you can get it out there. Now, I'm going to take us over to our mastermind group. This is our private group on Facebook. If you're a client and you're not in this group, ask our support team to get you in this group. So let's talk about what our clients are doing with that letter, right? And let's start with Pat, who is actually just in September came in the mastermind group and said, hey, everybody, this is what's going on. This is what I am doing. So in this letter, she says, hey, I just sold my house and I'm about to send out my second mailer, and I'm sending out 100. And she actually says, I sent out 100 when it was just listed. And I got 4 owners calling me on home value reports. Right. And then I asked her down here in the comments, because she's saying I'm mailing out my second 100 because it's sold. And I asked her, how did you do? How did that go? And she said, I have 3 more owners calling me and 1 texting me. All 8 of these people want to sell their home this year in 2024. Okay. So how in the world did she take 1 listing and get 8 listing leads? She took our letter and she customized it a bit, right? So the letter that I showed you, which I think I closed it, it's over here. I got it. It looks like that. And she customized it, right? She changed it, and you can customize it. I think I mentioned there's a pencil there and you can customize it. She put in here like 43 homes sold within 1 mile of your house as of that date. And here's the price ranges. Okay. And 18 more under contract. So this little piece of paper is loaded with value related to any homeowner, right? So she also does something that I've never seen any of our clients do. And while I've been talking about this letter for over 10 years now, training our client, I have never said to do this. She prints on the back, as you can see right here, and even has this fancy little print that looks like she has a stamp for that street. And then she folds it and she handwrites the envelopes. Why would she do that? Right? Why would she go through that, all that effort, when I just showed you that you can go over here and do it in about 10 seconds by clicking that green print button, right? I think she's doing it because of the results. I don't think if it shows up when somebody else has done that for you and you didn't handwrite that envelope, this thing here, it's got a stamp that's speaking to their street, a street that they're going to know in their neighborhood, right? It's handwritten and you can tell it's got content inside just from looking at the outside. That is why I think that speaks a lot to what's going on, right? Of why that thing works. So that's one story with Pat. Let's talk about one more. And then if you have questions, I'll go look and see if I can questions. But Chris is another guy. And so in that, you remember COVID? Remember how that whole thing just freaked everybody out in the country and real estate got all weird? This guy moved from whatever state to Texas in that first summer of COVID, right? So he moved to San Antonio because his wife's family is there and they've got kids. He comes in the group. We had never heard of him. And he just says, hey, everybody, I got 5 listings in 3 months from your system here, from one tool, right? From one thing. It was the nearby homeowner letter. And we were psyched to hear that, right? So let's go look at what he said here. If I can open this. Okay. I really need a second cup of coffee. It's going to be like this today. So he said, I send out letters every other week to neighbors who have owned their homes for 5 years or more. Okay. Now that's key. We're going to talk about that. Once they opt in on the specific property valuation landing page, I hit them up every week with phone calls, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. Now, let's dissect that a little bit. He bought a list from Remind, and so did Pat. There are companies like Remind and RedX, and some of you have MLSs that give you this data, and some of you have title partners that give you this data of the list of homeowners in your area. And so he, from Remind, bought a list of people that own their homes for 5 years or more, right? And then he says, and obviously the meat of this, it's not that he's collecting leads, it's that he's actually doing the work to convert them. Phone calls, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. The letters left at the door are actually our PDF guides with his business card put on it, right? So that was the first summer of COVID, 2020. He quickly became the top listing agent in that office and started his own office at the beginning of 2022. And the very first thing he does is he creates a YouTube channel and says, hey, here's how I am customizing listings to leads tools to get more listings. Join me and I will teach you how to make a bunch of money, right? That's the effect of this simple tool called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. It doesn't do anything if you don't use it. And you can use it right here by just clicking that button. That's going to get easy. If you got a little more change, you can use that. If you want more of a better effect, you might want to download the letter in something like a custom envelope or get really technical like Pat Motley did there. But that is the top tool. Okay. And we create this when your property is just listed. A lot of our people, our clients will download it when they have an open house. If you're doing an open house in a neighborhood and you want listing leads for sitting on somebody's open house, just door knock with this, right? Leave it behind. There's also an e-flyer for your database. Okay. And this is an electronic version of that same tool. Talks about the home that's just listed up top. If I click on the picture of the links, I'm going to land somewhere where I'm going to become a lead. And then it's going to say, hey, that's going to affect your home value. Get your free home value. A lot of our clients use this like once a week or every 2 weeks on any listing at any status. If you've got a bunch of leads in your CRM and you're just looking at them and wondering when they're going to call you, send them this and they will click on these things if they're relevant. We've had clients say, God, I've had 3,000 leads, not doing a thing with them. I blasted this out. I've got 12 people talking to me now, right? The real deal with listings to leads is we actually put in call to actions in our tools. Most of you have all kinds of tools that sound like this list of tools here, but you just have colors and branding. You don't really have call to actions. You got your phone number, call me. And you may not be aware, but people are just not really too interested in calling realtors all day. So use our tools and you're going to end up getting leads that you can act on. So if you're using our single property website or our virtual tours, as I mentioned, they have all kinds of ways to capture lead. But the e-flyer for your database and the nearby homeowner letter is probably the best. I also recommend the share on social media, right? And this property is just listed, so it may not seem very interesting to you. But let's go look at another property that's sold, and I think it'll become very clear. So this is not for your social media. It's for your homeowner. Okay. And a lot of clients are not familiar with this. And a lot of our clients like you ignore it. You want to look at our listing presentation because we actually talk about this tool because it's our goal to get more buyers for your homeowners. And when you're getting a listing, that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to get more buyers, more offers, and higher price. So how are you going to do that? You're going to get multiple offers. So when we create this tool, we create it when a property is just listed. We create it when you have an open house. We email you this tool and we tell you, hey, send it over to your homeowner. And because your homeowner gets 100 emails just like you do every day, Lord have mercy. All they just call them and say, hey, I just emailed you something. Would you put that on your wall for me? Right. Would you just share that for me? Now, if you do that when it's just listed, you can say it's because maybe one of your friends has an interest in property, right? And what happened? Where did that thing go? Oh my God, it's really that day. Let's see. Let's go look. Okay, here it is. And it says, hey, our home just sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing a great job. Here is your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family and colleagues. See, if you give it to your client and they put it on, where do you think they are sharing pictures of their kids and their grandkids? And where do you think they're sharing all the pictures of what they're eating and all that nonsense? It's on Facebook. So when their friends and family and colleagues show up on Facebook and they see that your client is talking about you, well, they know you're their realtor. Where do you think referrals come from? They come from your current clients, friends and family and colleagues. And where are they communicating with them? On Facebook. Now, they could just pick up the phone, call you, right? But if they're interested, they're most likely going to click on that thing and they're going to end up on this page, right? And you can see the very first thing says, get a home value, right? And if I scroll down, it says it's just sold. Here's all the kind of details on this property. You recognize this now. But then it's going to pop right back. Hey, that affected your home value. You want your home value. So these are free tools. They don't cost, and they're actually in some ways they don't expire like a Facebook ad. They don't expire like a Google ad. They just live on your client's Facebook page, and at some point, somebody may log in and see what's going on and see that, oh, they sold their home. I wonder what it was worth. That kind of thing. Who's going to do that? Probably somebody that owns a home, right? So you don't get a lot of leads that way, but you do get high quality leads because they're coming from your current clients, friends, and family. Call it. So that's what you got here on the listing side. Now, I did mention Facebook, so let's talk about ads and Facebook and Google. So there is, I will say this: Facebook, you can get seller leads. They are relatively inexpensive. But you do want to do some extra work to get those to be good, because I don't know what you know about Facebook, but years ago, they had a really awesome targeting, right? Really great targeting. And you could target homeowners by zip code in Facebook, and you could put something like one of our tools and it would be awesome. That, of course, got misused. They got a lawsuit, and you can't do that anymore. So you do have to jump through a couple of hoops to make getting listing leads work well. And that's right here where it says create audience. If you don't see that button, that's because there's a yellow box down here that looks like this green box, and it says accept custom audience terms. So you click on that. There's a big, long, ugly page of all this technical jargon from Facebook that you probably won't want to read, but at the top it says accept, and just click that and then come back here and refresh this page. And that yellow box will turn into a green box that says activate retargeting. This is something that you definitely want to do if you want to get high quality listing leads from Facebook. So there's some steps. We're going to talk about the steps first, right? So you've done those steps, and then you're going to want to create an audience. So you remember how I said, hey, go get an audience, go get a list of homeowners and do a mailing, right? You can take that same list of homeowners and upload it here and call it whatever your name of your favorite town is, right? I got Orinda. Orinda is a town near me, and I would want to I'm going to target that area. I want a list of homeowners that own homes in that area. You can buy it from various companies, and then you upload it and import it. And what that means is it's going to live in your Facebook account. Even if you stop working with us, it's going to be there for you to use in targeting homeowners. If you want more listings, I highly recommend you go through this exercise. Now, here's a point. It says use this format. We really can't make it. Sometimes we're understated, but let me tell you, because I've had an agent who was on this call and he just uploaded a spreadsheet. There was 26 rows of data. It was not going to work. And it didn't work. He struggled for a couple of months, a couple of weeks. It needs to be 4 columns, just like that, with those headers, email, number, first name, last name, and those data points should be in there. And that needs to be at least 1,000 leads long. So I know some of you have communities where they're 500, right, or 500 homes, or whatever. In order to make it work, you're going to have to add another 500. It's got to be a minimum of at least 1,000. Now, a lot of our clients they're in bigger towns, so they might have 10 different lists. Let's just say in Houston, right? Big towns. There's a lot of, I know teams that have 30,000 leads that they are targeting with our ads, right? They create it like this, and that's just how you do it. So you can focus on small areas, you can focus on big areas. And if you have that kind of audience, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to create a landing page on instant home value for any one of my towns. I'm going to do Orinda. Okay. I'm going to leave it on lead ads. And I'm going to explain that I really think you should leave it on lead ads. What this means is when people see the ad, their name, email, and phone number will be pre-populated from the profile. This is important because if you take somebody, let's see if I can get us there. If you take somebody online or with a postcard or any way, and you get them to a page that looks like this, and you ask them to drop in their address and their phone number, it's not going to be very successful. Especially phone number. Like this page, let me just show you how this works. You type in your address and you click good. That address works. Get the estimate. The second page says, great, we have your value. Give us your email address. A large number of people will leave before they give you their email address. If you find your way to require a phone number, which you can, it's in the settings. If one or by, so this is just something they're adjusting. Normally it's going to ask you for an email. The more questions you ask on an online form, the less likely you're going to get an answer. But I can tell you, if you ask for a phone number and require it where they have to type it in, you can pretty much guess you're going to get 0 leads. Okay. And so I don't recommend that. But when you leave it on lead ads, hopefully I didn't lose my place, their name, email, and phone number is scraped from their profile and sitting right in front of them. And it says, do you want that information? There's one answer. Yes. Yes. Submit information. That's why our Facebook ads get so many leads. That's why our clients like that. They like to get leads with name, email, and phone number. The difference is where there was traffic, there's the second option is you would get their address, right? You would get their address and they might leave before they give you an email address. And they're definitely going to leave before they give you a phone number. So you got to ask yourself, do you want more leads with just an address? Or do you want more leads with name, email, and phone number? If you just like to work with an address, use traffic, drive it to this page, and you will get a lot of addresses. If you want to reach out to people who have a name and email and phone number and say, hey, what's your address? Let me get that number let me get that value. Then use just what I've done here, lead ads. Now, you can see here, it says there's a picture from Orinda. This is the downtown theater. This is small downtown, small town, 22,000 people. You got to type in the word Orinda, right? And if I do that, and this is as far as most agents get, and they run this, it's a $50 ad for 7 days. I gotta let you know, this kind of ad offering a free home value, there's a price per lead. Facebook sets that price. It's usually around $15 each. So if you have a $50 ad, you're probably going to get 3 leads. 3 times 15 is 45. Okay. Leaves $5 extra. 7-day ad. You might get those leads in 2 to 3 days and Facebook will say, hey, you'll add more money, you run out of money, right? You've got 3 leads, ideally with name, email, and phone number. Okay. Let's talk about what actually happens in the real world. Okay. What happens when I type so what that is, I didn't say it. It says, does it say Orinda plus 15 miles? That's as tight as you can target. 15 miles minimum. Okay. That's the big problem here. This is why this kind of ad is disappointing to so many realtors, because they see the landing page, they know what it does, and they're like, whoa, I ran an ad and I got 2 or 3 leads and they suck. They're not even from my area, right? Why is that? This is a map on Google of Orinda. It's this white area right here. And if I can find a way, back out. This broad map that we're looking at here is about a 15-mile radius. Okay. So that means all these people in all these other towns are going to see my ad that says, what is Orinda home worth? Right. So it's not really that effective. And that is why, before we ran that ad, I said, hey, you got to create a custom audience. You got to buy a list from somebody. And then you go over here and you click retarget current leads and you click in the custom audience box and you type in whatever you named that list. It might be Orinda homeowners or Miami homeowners or whatever, right? Now, this is incredibly powerful because if those people on that list are on Facebook, they're going to see this ad. And since you bought that list or you got it from your title partner, you know that they own a home, and you might know that they've owned a home for more than 5 years or 6 years, right? That's how you make Facebook work. Does that make sense? Let me go see, by the way, if there are any questions. This new system is so weird. Okay, hold on here. Yeah, okay. My apologies, guys. They don't even let you know what in the world's going on here. What about Instagram? You know what? Those ads on the left will go to Instagram. I don't hear a lot of people telling me that they're getting high quality listing leads from Instagram. Okay. Do you have to post for your buyer clients to post? Do you have a post for your buyer clients to post on their FB? Jill, we do that. This is back when we were talking about the tools for the seller. You would have to add your listing to your listings page, and then that tool would be created and you could then send it over. Can we download and customize and use other printing services? Yes, yes. So Deepa asked, so when we were talking about that nearby homeowner letter, and I said, you can use our printer Express Copy. Not even 10% of our clients use Express Copy, right? Most of our clients use their own printer. They just download the letter and they might customize it and then they'll send it to their own printer and they'll do it themselves. Or a lot of our clients, I'd say half are using their own printer and others are doing it themselves because they want to get a custom look on that envelope. Because if it looks like bulk mail, it won't get opened and people go through that extra step as well. Let's see here. They really need to make this, okay. Using L to L just doesn't flow. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what that is. This is an issue I have with L. It doesn't. Yeah, okay. Michelle, if you have an issue, use our support page and ask them. Okay, Zach can hear us. Good. I think we're all good. We're caught up. Okay, we're caught up. Let's see here. Oh, for each custom audience with Facebook, what is the recommended minimum? As I said, Luli, it's actually recommended that it has 1,000. That's a Facebook rule. If it doesn't have 1,000 leads, it's not going to work. Okay. Hopefully that answers. Okay. So we were talking about ads and we were talking about home valuation ads. Another ad that you can run is a sold ad. Okay. Sold, like I sold a home and let's see here. Let's go. Let's wait a second. Now you might actually see these emails because we actually do a lot of advertising via email. We tell our clients like, oh, these people are running ads and they're getting all these leads for $5 each or whatever. One of the most common kinds of ads that people run is they run a sold ad. The most common is obviously to get buyer lead. But if you sold a home, this is a very smart thing that you should do. And I will say this, so we're going to leave it on lead ads because we want name, email, and phone number. When you help a buyer, right? Somebody asked about a buyer question. If you're helping a buyer and they bought the home, so you know that the home sold because your client bought it, a lot of agents will pull that listing in and run the ad on it when it's sold and maybe even use the nearby homeowner letter. So when it's sold, it just says, hey, that property is sold, going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value. There you go. Now, here's the thing. It says Folsom plus 15-mile radius. Now, Folsom is similar. There's towns all the way around it, but at least you may not need a custom audience here, but I would actually say that you do, but it won't be so, if you're talking about offering a free home value and the ad says Orinda, it should be targeting here. Folsom, if I live next door in Roseville or if I live in Fair Oaks, I know Folsom and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm interested in my home value. So it's not so bad. But if you want, you could take that out and you could say, hey, I'm going to put in my L to L Folsom seller list, right? I don't have these created, but you can see it's going. And I will say this, you'll notice that this one says L to L custom audience from CRM. If you're an agent with a lot of leads in your CRM, you should definitely export those leads and upload them as a custom audience and call them my old janky leads. And when you do that, Now you're running ads and you're getting in front of those same people that became a lead somewhere else. So I do want to point out that when you run an ad on a property that is just sold, it's going to, those leads cost about $7 each. Okay. And one thing that we're noticing, and our clients are telling us this, is when you run an ad on a home that is pending on Facebook, these leads can cost like $2.50. And so if you're running an ad that's $50 and your leads cost $15, you're going to get 3 leads. If your leads cost $7, you're going to get about 7 leads. If your leads cost $2.50, you're going to get about 20 leads, all of them with name, email, and phone number. Okay. So pending ads don't always work as well, but obviously building a database of homeowners with name, email, and phone number at $2.50 each, it's a worthwhile exercise to test. All right. So that's Facebook, and that's when you're marketing a listing. You could also run an ad on our PDF guides. Now, I didn't dive into the PDF guides too much, but PDF guides, we have 80. All right. They are each about 5 to 6 pages long, 80 different topics, 40 for home buyers and 40 for home sellers, right? Now we're concentrating on sellers. When I click on sellers, you just see the 40 for that. But let's do the 5 dangers of overpricing. That might be relevant in today's market. Lead ads, because we like name, email, and phone number. Create ad. These ads, these leads cost about $10 each. Okay. So again, if you have a $50 ad, you're going to get about 5 leads. Now, this is not like city specific. So you could say, I want anyone, right? I want anyone. So Orinda and 15 miles, just fine, right? Even though I ran the home value ad, I wouldn't mind having listings in the adjacent towns. So you can do that. But if let's say that you're really like Orinda is a important farm market for you and you really want to target that, well, then take Orinda out here, click on retarget current leads and target your Orinda page, right? Your Orinda list, right? So again, if you've got important farm markets and you want to just keep hitting them to let them know, use that audience, build that audience and target it. If you're going to be in this industry for a while and you've got 2 or 3 or a handful of farm markets, I definitely recommend that you build out those custom audiences. So that's kind of Facebook. And a lot of what we can do on Facebook, you can do on Google as well. Now, the Google ad software is an add-on. The Facebook ad software is it's part of the package, right? If you run an ad, you pay for the ad. But on the Google side, we actually you can run landing page ads and PDF guide ads, right? So let's do a landing page and let's do Orinda again. There, I have other towns. Let's do Concord. Concord's kind of 5 minutes the other direction, right? And you create an ad and let's wait a second for that. And you would just type in Concord, right? And it will be a $50 ad, about $50 a day for 7 days. And this can scare people off, but you should know that the difference between Facebook is the number 3 website in the country. People spend about, I want to say 40 minutes a day looking at nonsense on Facebook. They'll be driving their car. They'll be standing in line at Starbucks. Some of you are probably looking at Facebook right now while I'm yammering on here, right? That's just how it is. People like to look at what their friends are doing, what they're eating, where they're going on vacation, their birthday parties, all that stuff, right? It's great, right? If you've got an ad up there, awesome. But when people have a question, like where's the best hotel in New York, or can I get a good steak, or how do I sell my home? They don't ask that on Facebook. 86% of all people in the United States ask that question right here. So how do you get right here on page 1? like these people where it says sponsored. You go use our Google software. And just like you see this ad here, it's going to respond. It's responding to the words that they're driving in here, right? That they're putting there. Those are the keywords. Now, you don't have to do this, but just so you know, we actually automatically put keywords in there based on what tools you're using of ours. So we know what your goal is. We put the keywords and we do all the things that make this ad work. So all you need to do is type in the town and hit publish. Okay. So let's talk about the price per lead. Remember when I told you on Facebook, you can get a lead for $2.50 or $15 and somewhere in between? Here on Google, in Dallas, Texas, running an ad like this, these leads cost $30 each. In Western Pennsylvania, these leads cost $22 each. And in Utah, they cost around $17 each. So there's a wide spread of what these ads cost, what these leads cost. We put $50 a day. If you're in Manhattan and this lead costs $40, you're going to get one lead per day. I'll tell you this, Vancouver up in British Columbia, north of Washington, these leads cost $200 to $300 each because the biggest teams are just dominating Google and driving up the price, right? I don't know what cities you guys are in, but that's you'll have to deal with that, right? Let's see here. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm getting the questions here. So you could use a landing page for Google. You could also use sorry, I forgot what I was doing. You could also use a PDF guide. So just like we were running PDF guides on Facebook, you can also do it on Google. And I recommend Google more. They are more expensive. But what's going on Google is people have a need, right? They have a need. They need an answer. And they go to Google and they type in what their question is. They can get an answer. And if you have an ad there with some relevant information, they may respond to that ad, right? It's going to cost more. But I've spoken to a lot of teams. I set up the team accounts and the brokerage account. And I've had people tell me like, we convert 1 out of 40 Google leads. We could convert 1 out of 70 Facebook lead, but they're much cheaper. You know, the math works out, but we convert 1 out of 40 Google ads, right? Google lead. So I think if you're a new agent, I don't recommend jumping into Google. I don't recommend trying to use Google to get buyer leads either. Because we can get buyer leads from Facebook so fast and so easy. It's just a slam dunk. But I do recommend Google highly if you need listing leads. Okay. So what we've talked about is how to get listing leads from Facebook, how to get listing leads from your listings, like with the nearby homeowner letter. And we've talked about how to get listing leads with Google. I do want to point out that in the PDF guide section, you could click on seller PDF guide. You'll notice that you're branded on every page, your office colors, your logo, your picture, your number on every page of every one of these things. And you could say, hey, you know what? Click on market. I want to run a Facebook ad, a Google ad. I want to just share it to my social media accounts. I don't want to pay for it. I just want to share it. I want an e-flyer for my database that I can just copy and blast out on my CRM. Maybe you want a print flyer to do some door knocking, right? Maybe you want postcards. All of these options all capture leads. Okay. You got 4 different topics that you can go out and capture leads. You don't have to actually run ads. There are free options here too. And then last thing I want to point out, and if you have questions, please put them in the chat panel there and I will answer them in just a minute. We have unlimited landing pages and you always get a free home valuation landing page and you always get new construction and down payment assistance, but you might have multiple farm markets and you can click create a landing page and you can create a FSBO landing page for every farm market, a instant home value landing page for every farm market, an iBuyer, right? Avoid foreclosure, short sale. All of these, you get unlimited landing pages is my point. And I definitely recommend that you use landing pages. So let's go check out and see if we have questions. I don't see any more. I will. Oh, there's a new question. Let's see. Which one gets most results? A landing page or a PDF? I think landing pages, but the only reason why I'm telling you that is because I think our clients use the landing pages. They're just familiar. They know what a landing page is. They know that it would generate a lead. I don't think as many clients use the PDF guides because they're just not really familiar with what to do with them. What was it? I wanted to show you one more thing. Oh yeah. This class is being recorded and it will be on this channel. I will send this to everybody right now. And I go through 4 classes now, but historically 3. One is Get Started. One is Top Tools for More Listings, which is this call. And the other is Facebook and Google ads. And you can see here that 2 days ago, I did Facebook and Google. The white text underneath it, it really talks about the focus that I did. So on that particular call, I focused on landing pages, creating landing pages, and how to use them on Google. There's some useful information for listings there. Get Started. I recommend, if you have not seen this call, to watch this call because many of you set up your account and don't really turn on half the stuff that we got created. Everything that we have created is designed to help you market and get leads. So using more tools is going to be in your benefit. Open house marketing here, Facebook and Google. So you see top tools for more listings. And I talk here about seller lead cost versus quality, which we talk a little bit about today. So this class here is going to be on, this recording will be on the mastermind. It'll be in our mastermind group and it will be on the YouTube channel. And I just now sent the link to this YouTube channel to all of you. So if you open that up and, oh, did I send it to all of you or did I just send it to Deepa? Okay, now it went to all of you. And I would recommend that you open that. It's on the chat panel somewhere and go to webinar and check that out. When I talk to people, and believe me, I appreciate that you hung out with me for an hour. I know agents don't like to watch hour-long videos. I honestly, however, will tell you, if you invest some time in learning how to use our system, you will get an ROI on that. And I tell people to watch the top 10 videos, wherever you are, watch the top 10 because it takes a little bit, it will get repetitive, but then there'll be this point where you know what you got to do with our system. And that's where you want to be. Because when you can leverage our tools and get more buyers and more sellers and build your brand and grow your business, you're just going to be happier. So lean on this page. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Have a great week. And don't forget to ask our support team to get you in the mastermind group.